So now that we've talked about how we actually scale our EC2 instances, we need to take a minute and think about how we control who can access and can't access our EC2 instances. And we're going to talk about 3 different ways that we can go about this process. The first is by using EC2 security groups. And these are firewall-like controls for your resources within your VPC. And then we're going to talk about network ACLs, and these control both inbound and outbound traffic for entire subnets within the VPC. And then finally, we're going to talk about AWS VPN, which gives us the ability to create a secure encrypted tunnel between our network and the AWS infrastructure. So let's go in and look at each of these in turn. So first, we have security groups. And as mentioned, these basically serve as a firewall for your EC2 instances. And they have the ability to control both inbound and outbound traffic. Now, unlike what we're talking about with access control lists, these don't work at the subnet level or even at the VPC level. These actually work at the instance level. So you will associate a security group with a specific EC2 instance. And they can actually belong to multiple security groups. And so you might create some security groups for common purposes. For example, if you have web servers, they might have certain configurations that are enabled on them, and then every web server that your company uses can have that security group attached. Now, VPCs do have a default security group, and so if you don't choose to specify any other security group, that security group will be associated with your instance. But other than that use case, you have to explicitly associate an EC2 instance with a security group. It doesn't happen by default. It doesn't happen to everything within the same subnet. And by default, on security groups, all outbound traffic is allowed. That means that your server can send any information out to the internet. Now, when we have network ACLs, they work a bit differently. They work at the subnet level within a VPC. So when you define your network configuration, every server that gets spun up within a subnet will adopt the ACL for that subnet. And this allows you to both allow and deny traffic. Now, each VPC comes with a default ACL, and that default ACL allows all inbound and outbound traffic. However, if you go in and create a new custom ACL, it by default denies all traffic until you have gone in and added rules to that custom ACL. Now let's talk next about a different approach, and that is utilizing AWS VPN. And what this does is this enables you to create an encrypted tunnel into your VPC. So you might not even want to make your VPC available to the public internet, but you still want to have a way to get access to manage the servers that are within that VPC. So you can use this to either connect your data center, or maybe you just want to connect a single machine to your VPC. And it supports both of these in 2 different services. First of all, we have the site-to-site VPN. And then second, we have the client VPN. So let's talk through this and let's see what a site-to-site VPN example would look like. So let's say that we have our own corporate data center, and we have several servers that need to interact with some EC2 instances that we have spun up within our VPC on AWS. Well, we could utilize the AWS VPN service. We would create a customer gateway, and we would need to enter that information into the service, and then we would have a VPN gateway that would exist within our VPC on AWS. And once these things are in place, and once they know how to communicate with one another, we then would be able to have encrypted traffic traveling back and forth between our corporate data center and AWS. Now you may be asking, how is this different from AWS Direct Connect? And that's a great question. With AWS Direct Connect, you have a direct connection to the AWS global infrastructure that doesn't have to go over the public internet. However, when you're using AWS VPN, that traffic does go over the internet. It is just encrypted the entire way.